Sorry about my hair. I've just washed it and I've made one of the biggest mistakes of my life because I was trying to like trim the back. It did not go as planned. So today we're gonna do a full face of Urban Decay. I've been meaning to do this for a really long time. I've had like a box of Urban Decay stuff for a while. Most of what I'm going to talk about I've actually never tried, so that's really exciting. So we're gonna start with a primer and we're gonna use Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. I've never used this. It says smoothing, rose hip, and argan oil pore perfecting. The pore perfecting part kind of throws me because I'm scared this is gonna be like silicone-y. Yeah, from the texture it looks really silicone-y. Okay, I'm not gonna apply all over my face because I usually don't do well with these types of primers all over my face. I'm just gonna apply on specific areas where I do have like bigger pores. Some of the things here were gifted, some were not. I'm not entirely sure which were which. So let's just assume it was all PR anyway, because I do have a relationship with the brand anyway, so yeah, it's very silicone-y. I'm kind of scared because that usually means that the stuff is gonna pile on me. Yeah, I can already see the piling. Ugh. Yeah, the primer is definitely a no for me, but just in general because I don't like silicone primer. Okay. There will be some piling. It will probably be due to the primer and not the foundation. So the foundation that I'm gonna try is their new foundation. Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. They had a naked foundation before that was discontinued that a lot of people loved, not a full coverage foundation. They do have a full coverage, which is the one I hate. I'm gonna link the review here. It's honestly one of the worst foundations I've ever tried. It's bad, y'all. It's really bad. I have heard good things about this, and so I'm excited to try it. They have a bunch of shades, a shit ton of shades, and they also have like multiple undertones. So mine is neutral, but I know there's like neutral other stuff. They have like 2 subcategories for undertones. Mine is 11NN. Definitely not the lightest shade, and not even the second lightest shade, I don't think. This is the shade. I did self-tan a bit. I think I'm a little tan for this shade of foundation, but I do think that it would match my actual shade. Mostly because also I've done a shade match in person and this was a really nice match. I would say this is a sheer to medium foundation, which I think I will be able to build up a little bit, but the first sort of layer is very sheer. So as you can see, this kind of like evens out the tone of the skin, although I do look like a ghost now. It doesn't offer much in terms of coverage. The finish, I would say, is a soft matte, super flawless, but again, you would need to build it up if you want coverage. So I'm gonna try to build it up here to maybe get a little bit of coverage. But I also was told when I was shade match, because I have acne, and at the time it was much worse, was to apply it with a brush, not like patchy at all. It does have a powdery feel to it. I don't know that I would powder this. I probably would not because it does have like a self-powdering effect. I'm gonna go into the concealer a little bit, and this is the Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. Let me just try on my hand a little bit. Very high coverage, sort of matte concealer. So I'm kind of like scared of applying this under eyes because I do have flaky under eyes. It will be nice for acne, but also can we talk about this Taupe applicator because it's a weird concealer. It's a weird applicator, but I do think it will be sort of ergonomic, maybe. And this is the shade 10NN. So I'm gonna apply a little bit on my problem areas. It doesn't look overly matte, but it is not like a super hydrating concealer. It's more like a creamy high coverage concealer, if you know what I mean. I do feel like a porcelain doll right now. So the concealer is definitely a lot more coverage. With a blender, it's still a little bit sheer. So I'm gonna try to apply with a buffing brush. Yeah, it definitely works a lot better. But the finish is not as flawless as a beauty blender would be. Also, the foundation is self-setting and the concealer as well, which means that I would definitely not powder this, and also means that you need to work sort of quick. It's not like super fast, but once it sets, it is hard to get like a flawless finish if you want to build on top of it. Okay, so heading on to eyes now, we are gonna apply their famous primer. I have a little mini version of it, and this is the original one. This is what the original looks like, and the anti-aging also looks like this. It's a bit more hydrating, and this is a bit more self-setting, I would say. They are not one of those primers where you completely cover everything that's going on underneath, like the ABH primer. It's 100% fine because we can go on top of it with a little bit of concealer as well. We're gonna do my brows now. I do have a pencil and brow gel. The brow gel is not clear. It's a little bit tinted. So we'll see if it doesn't get too heavy. This is the brow beater. So this is the color Taupe. It is very similar in package to the brow definer. No, the Brow Wiz by ABH. I do think this is a more waxy sort of formula than the ABH. So I definitely like this, and if you like the Brow Wiz, you will for sure like this because it's super precise. I really like this, and the color is an absolute match for me. Now that we have the shape more so defined, I do want to go with the brow gel and see if we can just hold it in place. Ordinarily, I would use a brow gel. I just think a clear brow gel. I just think brows get a lot crisper with that. But this is the Brow Tamer Flexible Hold Tinted Brow Gel. It is the shade Taupe as well. What I'm overly concerned is that this is too pigmented, and so it will make a mess. Also, these type of tinted brow gels are usually really thick and crummy. But I don't think this is. I actually really like this. Comparing to ABH, I don't think they have a direct comparison. Their tinted brow gel is not as liquid, and it has a slight shimmer. And their dip brow gel is just not for me. I just can't use it because it is, again, very creamy, very pigmented, and it doesn't allow for control. I think it's good if you have very sparse brows, but having very thick brows, I just get like bits of crumbs of pigment, which I don't like. But this I love. I don't know what's happening here. I love it. I love it. So for my eyes, we're gonna use the Naked Honey palette. This is one of those palettes that when it came out, I was like, who the needs this? No one asked for this. It's bland as hell, and it's been done over 10 times. Then I saw it in person. And this shit is not boring as hell. It's actually really beautiful. It's really well done. So we're going into Sweet first. And it does have a little bit of fallout. And I'm just, see the fallout? I'm just gonna, oh wait, I just forgot I did not powder anything. I may powder my under eyes in a bit. I completely forgot it because it's so, everything's so matte. I don't even know if I should powder. So I'm gonna go into Keeper. And we're gonna do a sort of halo eye thing. So I'm gonna do this on this side because I haven't. And I'm using the actual Urban Decay palette brush, which I usually find their palette brushes to be so much better for cream than for powder. But this one from this palette is actually pretty fluffy, so you can definitely use it for powder as long as you're like condensing pigment. And we're gonna add just a little bit of hype here. Even that crease and a little under eyes as well. We're gonna add a little bit of the eyeshadow primer and just go on the center of the lid, just so it grabs onto the pigment here. And it's beautiful. I'm not sure if the pan shows, but look at that back. It's so freaking beautiful. I hope the camera shows how beautiful it is, cause. And now I'm gonna mix Hive and Drip. This little part, just go under eyes first of all, and just deepen those dark parts we marked before. After buffing it all out, I'm just going in with a wet brush into Amber and just intensifying the lid center and intensifying that pigment. I'm gonna go just a little bit into Flyby. This is sort of like a satiny shade. It does have a bit of highlight, but it's not like overly highlight. So I'm gonna go into the highlight, and the highlight that I have is this illuminating optical blurring. So I'm just gonna go a little bit with this and just add the pizzazz. We're gonna go now with mascara, and the mascara I have is the Perversion waterproof mascara. And as you know, I do have a lash lift, or maybe you don't know. I have a lash lift. It's not like the freshest lash lift, so I am maybe 3 weeks into it. So I am gonna have a little bit of a natural curl to the lashes. So I'm mostly gonna be evaluating sort of like the wand itself and the formula. It has that kind of waxy feeling that waterproof mascaras usually do, which is good for holding curls. No, there's no problem with the wand itself. I do think it doesn't bring as much product as it could be, but you can always double dip. So I've just double dipped. I've just double dipped. And I'm gonna go into it again. Sounds very dirty. Okay, so this is 2 coats. I am gonna do the lower lash line now. I might go in for like a 3rd brush without dipping. If you let it sit for a bit and then you go in, look, much better. Do have this all-nighter waterproof setting powder, which I don't really know what a waterproof setting powder is, but I'm just gonna apply a little bit under my eyes. I don't feel like I should apply, I'm even like double considering this, but I do feel like I am afraid that the concealer will crease if I don't powder. I'm just gonna powder just a little bit, just like a tiny little. It does have a shade, and I do think that the shade is slightly darker than my foundation shade. This is the end result for lashes. I hope it holds and doesn't crumble down. So we have the Beach Bronzer, and this is the shade Sunkissed. It's a nice color, very nice color. It is pigmented, be careful, especially because the foundation's so matte that everything that you put in it sets, and then it's hard to move. Love this bronzer, love the color, very beautiful. It is a little bit warm. Okay, I do want to do a little bit of highlighting because it's so matte, it's freaking me out. I am gonna apply this to my beauty blender. So this is again the highlighting fluid. And I'm not gonna apply it here because I'm kind of worried that it will upset the foundation. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit here to the beauty blender and go over it. Not Stay Dewy. It is dry and matte. I wish that this Stay Dewy because the color is actually really nice. So if you like matte highlighters that are kind of liquid, because it isn't like super highlighting in terms, it just gives like a very subtle matte highlight, if you know what I mean. I don't hate it. No, it's beautiful. It's just I wish it was dewy. This is the shade Cream from the Naked range. I do wish for this look I had a more like a slightly less pink shade. I do like the lipstick though on its own. It's really cute. But for this makeup I would use a little more, something a little more nude. So now we have a mini version of their all-nighter spray. They have since come out with like a ton of new sprays. I think they do have a dewy spray, which I wish that I had. But anyway, this is the all-nighter spray, which is the, I want to say the original. That's my Urban Decay full face. My favorite things are definitely the palette. I think they excel in palettes. And I was wrong about the honey palette, okay? I was wrong. It is bomb. It is very beautiful. And I like the foundation. Not sure this is something I'd pick up in the winter. Maybe in the summer, this is actually really nice. maybe if I had like a dewy highlighter that I could apply on top, it would work a little bit better. But I do like the finish. It's very beautiful up close. The finish is really nice. And the mascara, I don't love it, but it's not bad. I love, love, love the brow product. Probably my favorites beside the palette. And the lipstick is nice. It's just not what I would use personally with this palette. And that is pretty much it for today, guys. Let me know if you like this. Let me know what other brands you want to see me doing this type of videos with. I have some in the works that are probably going to be the next ones. Are probably going to be sort of ABH, which I have all the products for, and Morphe, which I have almost all the products for. But let me know what other brands you want me to try. I'm gonna leave the playlist below because they do have this on a few other brands like high-end and even drugstore brands. So I'm gonna leave that in the description box. So if you want to see more of these full face of one brand tutorials, they're gonna be there. And the sun is shining through. Can you see this goldenness? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell button so you know when I'm uploading. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye! By the way, this is the type of lipstick that I would pair with this. This is the Sephora Lip Stories number 4. My dogs are crazy right now. And this is called Somewhere in Spain.